the intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today, a quick video. I don't think this video will go as long as some of our normal ones do, but I wanted to talk about this new PvP event. It's not new, it's reoccurring. We've had this before, but talking about Disco PvP and really kind of covering all the PvP events ongoing right now in Star Trek Fleet Command. Focusing on the Disco one to give you crews to load out. And I've spent all morning going through battles. I'm currently, as you can see, rank 5 on my leaderboard. I want to show you the crew that I'm using to make that happen and other things that you can do to potentially participate in this. Now, I will say this. The negative about this, if I had one thing to change about this leaderboard, is that the win and loss is worth the same value. I think if you lose, it should not cost you the same amount as winning a fight. Now, as you can see, rank 5 in my bracket, I'm doing pretty well for myself. But there's a reason I'm doing so well, and it comes down to crews. And not everybody's going to have the crews that I'm going to be showing you today. I will say that I made a recommendation to, you know what, well, let me just show you the crew first, and then we'll cover that. And then y'all can just, join the Discord and complain about things, because who doesn't like complaining every now and then? So here is let me go ahead and speed up this repair. I've been doing this most of the day. Here is my Discovery crew. Yes, Rev has finally maxed out his Discovery. I was also running some exocomps for power here, damage boosting, but my crew is TOS Kirk, Marcus, and Harrison. Now there's another version of this that you can run, which is Harrison as captain, Marcus as captain, or honestly, Harrison's captain, Marcus, and then Honor Guard Worf. You run a critical build with it as well. Let me show you some different variations and why this worked as well as it does, and how it's gotten me into the top 5 by going through just 2 different territory capture battles and going through. So Marcus, obviously, mine's not maxed, but I have a tier 4 Marcus giving a bonus to shield piercing. Why is this important? Because explorers have high shield deflection, and countering that lowers their mitigation. We can take a look at that in a battle log here in just a second. Next officer is Harrison. This is the kicker. I'm sorry, this is Kirk. This is giving me morale. The reason that I want morale is because of his ability, which is adding damage to energy weapons, which is exactly what we have here on the Disco, based off the cumulative, it's a cumulative growth based off the defense of all officers on the ship. So the more defense you can stack, the more damage your weapons are going to create. And if you take a look at your weapons, they don't make a lot of damage. Their min-max before research is very, very low. So anything that you can do to boost that is going to be a tremendous help. And then finally, Harrison, who's honestly the key to this. At the first round of fight, Harrison ignores 60% of the opponent's shields. Now, Harrison is the kicker here, and not everybody has Harrison. I went to the community manager and said today, hey, when we're running these style of events, you should really, really put Harrison in the store. I don't say, in fact, I never say you have to buy something in this game to be successful. You can actually perform and win in some of these fights without Harrison, but Harrison makes it a lot easier. And he's the key officer for a Disco SMS or Disco PvP event. Now, I will want to add real quick, there is a SMS, and that's all that matters. And if you lose, you still score. So you don't need Harrison to win, and then you can complete your May Completionist trophy. It's only the leaderboard that gives you a negative for the losing. And then also want to remind you that your Hunter SMS killer is finally, this is the first time that I can think of ever that an SMS paid out Harrison shards. It's only 3 to start with, but this is a fantastic step to sourcing. Remember, you can get 13 in a mission with your augment missions, and then you can start sourcing it here. We've also had leaderboards before, and then of course packs in the store. So sourcing is slow, but it is starting to opening up a little bit, and that's a positive. And the Hunter Killer SMS, I finished in 2 territory captures, many able to do in 1. This one's a lot easier. Literally just send Realitas to the beta systems. Just Realitas, Orion Corvettes, Fortunates, let them blow up, and you'll very easily finish this in 1 day, if not in an hour. So let's continue moving through and see. We've got our events, Cerritos events. You have the recruitment SLB, but the main one we're focusing on, Disco. So Disco, I'm currently rank 5 based on this crew. Let's take a look at some logs though. So you can see he's been all over the place. Let's take a look at, I know Marker's running a different crew than I was. So let's take a look at Marker at Angel. That's the Coronar, but this one should be, yeah, okay. So you see he's running Harrison, Marcus, Honor Guard Worf. He's running a critical version of my build. Now he is significantly stronger based on research and things that he has. You can see his whole health alone is about 55,000 stronger, over 100,000 stronger in his actual attack and everything. Now our bonuses should be the same, but his DPR is 100,000 stronger. Wow. Stats, you see everything a little bit higher, but he's a much higher level player, level 49 versus level 42. You can see all of his stats. Everything's just freaking bigger and better. But anyway, he ends up winning that one. That's another crew. But then you can see like this one going against Windborn, trying to run Pike, Marcus, Honor Guard, Worf. And I very, very easily was able to, win this one. So there's going to be some up and down variation. I was able to punch up. In fact, the best kill that I got was beating a level 55 player. Yes, he was at 40% hull health, but honestly, that doesn't matter to me. I'm excited. Like, look, I took down a level 55 player. If you've ever done that, comment down below. You let me know how you've taken down level 55. I'm bragging about it. I don't care. 13 levels above me. He's got all the bonuses, all the research that level 50 plus players can have. And I won. And it comes down to crews. Yes, if he'd have been full health, I wouldn't have won. We know that. Let's take a look at the log. And this is not to shame Keysar at all. This is just showing, the power of crew loadouts. You can see his Harrison is bigger than mine. He's got a 70% Harrison, so he's a tier higher. But then you look at the, mitigation. One thing that he did have is I was at the worst mitigation possible. Now, for those who don't know, here's how you determine your mitigation. You take the total damage right there, 70,845, and you're going to take 12,385. So if I do 12,385 and I divide that by 7,845, that means that 17.4% is how much I mitigated. 17.4%. That's basically as low as you can really get. I mean, the lowest that I've ever seen PvP mitigation is around 16%. But that shows you the power of his maxed Marcus. And my Marcus was not maxed. And then you take a look at the reverse into that. I was doing 10,000, or he mitigated 10,374 out of 51,325. So he was mitigating 20%, a little bit more than me. If I would have had a max Marcus, I could have dropped that down another 3 or 4% maybe, and that would have helped me. But you see, his con takes a lot longer. He never got a critical shot off. I was able, however, to do more damage, full health. And then if you look, and this is going to be surprising a lot of people, look at the amount of damage he's creating as a level 55 player. 70,000, 66,000. I'm creating 50,000 a shot. Normally, I would not create that much damage. Because I have the instant boost of TOS Kirk with the bonus of defense stats to those small weapons, I was able to create quite a bit of damage. Let's take a look at a few other logs. Woodsman, here's a good one. Woodsman actually messaged me and copied my crew. And it was a great chat that we had. Woodsman's first run where I beat him, we're going to scroll back a little bit because you see we were doing a lot of these today. Let's go all the way back. There's a whole bunch of, as you can see, been very, very busy. Woodsman there's Woodsman. I think this was the first one. Victory, I think this one. Let's take a look. Yeah, so this is what Woodsman was originally running. Yuki, Marcus, Harrison. Now, here's why. They were going full synization of Yuki. But Yuki really doesn't help here for two reasons. One, the fights don't go long enough to really strip the shields. Take a look at mine right here. See that? You only took about one round of shields off. So you didn't really get enough damage in to affect the fight. And, you didn't get enough shield strip to really affect anything. Because remember, when shields are up, they stop 80% of any non-mitigated damage. Doesn't matter if it's 10% shield or 100% shield. Shields do the same thing no matter what. So Yuki there was not an optimal loadout. So what did they do? They saw my crew. And then you come see that I started actually losing to Woodsman. They wouldn't copy the crew and start having success because they had higher stats, higher values. And you take a look at some of these shots. He's doing 67,000 shots and hitting a critical on one of them. And that just was completely unfair. And you see the value of these officers. Now, I will repeat, Harrison is the key there. You can still run other things. TOS Kirk as Captain Harrison and Honor Guard Worf is still valuable, but you are going to struggle with that Harrison coming at you. It all depends on what you're fighting. If you're fighting a lot on your server where they're mostly just running critical builds, remember, I made a video about countering criticals. TOS Uhura, a key for that if you want to counter the critical builds of an Honor Guard Worf and maybe a Lorca combo. I did see several people in their discoveries running Lorca, Honor Guard Worf, and Killy, which is a standard PvP crew. But if you're able to put these together, this is going to be one of the most optimal crews you can run. There are a couple of variations with this being my favorite. I try not to go as RNG based. I really try to avoid RNG if I can. And I did ask the dev team, we'll see if they ended up doing it. I asked the community manager, actually, Eco, about adding in Harrison if y'all want to buy him. You don't have to buy him. He is getting slowly sourced in the game. I am pushing for that. I'm also pushing for Harrison leaderboard. But here you go, everybody. This is the PvP crew for the Discovery that's got me so far in 5th place. Going to be trying to get that frame and avatar. It's actually just an avatar and some officer shards. But anyway, there it is. And hopefully this helped you out. If it did, smash the like button. Looks like this. Deuces. That's me. I'll catch the next one. Live long and prosper, everybody. And we outie.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.